Alright guys, welcome back to another bite-sized Minecraft video. So a little bit of explanation is required for this one. So on the console edition of the game, we do not have dual wielding, so the super easy concrete making stations do not work like they do on the PC edition. So we're forced to make something like this, where we make a square or a cube or some kind of shape out of the concrete and then come back through and use a pickaxe to break it all down. So this is what I came up with. It's a super quick little design, and it's actually using a really important circuit right here, which I'll talk about in just a second. So let's show you how this works. Mainly, I just wanted to show you this because I was building it, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is actually kind of neat. It's something a little bit different than I've seen normally, and it's actually fairly compact for what it's doing. So you can see it's just getting pushed up over there. There's that grid of 9 pistons is getting pushed upwards into the air, and that's one of the cool things about this little design. It's just got some interesting mechanics you probably wouldn't think about. So you can see on the right, this observer is detecting this stack really well, and the reason it's doing that is because this monostable circuit here, you can see we got a piston down there, and this is full delay is actually for these other pistons. You can do it with no delay, and what that'll do is it'll stick that piston out of the way, and this thing will still be in the air by the time it comes down. So when the observer gives it the second pulse, it's not going to do anything. So that's how you solve that problem of having the infinite loop with your observer. If you guys have been making tree farms, that might be a problem for you. So I hope that solves the issue. Another reason why I wanted to make this tutorial is because I solved that problem in a really cool way. I also solved this problem in a kind of interesting way. If we pop down into here, you can see we're actually doing it with this detector rails. So I got this idea from Etho's video a really long time ago with that ice making contraption. I don't know if you saw that. I have one of those in my world too, and I figured, you know what, this is the perfect thing for a concrete making station. So if you really wanted to, you could make this go out basically 13 blocks, you know, to push limit for these pistons, and you could make a big rectangle. But I chose to go with the square because I think it looks aesthetically appealing. So let me show you how to build this. Alright guys, so make yourself a little bit of an area, dig it out, and I'm going 4 blocks down into the ground so we can put this whole thing a block lower so it's a little bit more flush. And so I'm going to start off here with pretty much the hardest part of the tutorial, which is aligning your rails. And so what you want to do is find out where your column is going to be, whether it's 13 or 3 blocks long, and mark that out by placing down your first detector rail. So I'm going to put it just like right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Actually, let's go one over. Okay. So now we can put down a powered rail, and in order to build more rails next to this, we're just going to have to extend it. So you can go out like 3 blocks like that, and we can start our next one here. And we do want a detector rail and a powered rail next to each other. That's how we, the minecart's kind of powered. And so you can make this little shape like this, like you saw, and then you can break off these ones, put back your blocks, and that's how you get these powered rails to line up next to each other. So do the same thing over here, but this time we're going to want a space of a normal rail into a powered rail, and we can extend this just like we were doing. So normal rail, detector, let's put these in, and there you go. There's your minecart rail all done. Alright, line of blocks, redstone dust, line of blocks, redstone dust. You could put a repeater on the full delay there, and we can start putting in our pistons. So 3 pistons there, and then pistons on top of all these detector rails. You could also put in your minecarts if you want to. I'm just using chests. I have no idea why, but you can do that as well. I think normal ones work too. I'm just going to fill those blocks in with something, so let's do lanterns. And I think, you know what, we'll probably want to do some immovable blocks over here as well. I keep forgetting those, but I think that they're kind of necessary. Okay guys, quick adjustment. This actually doesn't need to be here, so I put it 4 long. You only need to do 3 long for your repeater, or for your pistons. You see that? So you can put a block there, put a repeater down on the full delay, and that's how this whole thing should be lined up. So now we can do the next part. We want a observer facing our stack of 3 right here we're going to have, and we want an immovable block behind it. We can put a repeater like this, and in this little corner right here we can put down a normal piston, which I do not have. And we're also going to need a gravity block, and I went with concrete because that's what kind of farm this is. Okay, so I think that's basically this whole circuit done, and you can see that it's going to activate those minecarts every time that this observer activates. And we put it on full delay, and so those will be actually powered. It doesn't matter, it won't speed it up to change that at all. So now we can do this little circuit over here, which is actually really simple. It's just a funky little clock, and I'm sure you guys can come up with a better one of these for your own build. But this is what I came up with. So we got a block here, we got a block here, we got a torch there, and a couple blocks like this. Now you can just redstone everything. Actually, we need a repeater. And I'm going to put this on a little bit of delay. And again, you can tweak this. It kind of doesn't matter. And so that's pretty much it. And if you wanted to, you could just build this just like it is. And you could use this for something like an ore creating station. Like if you want to put a bunch of ore blocks into here, it'll make a big tower of quartz up into the air so you can fortune pick it or whatever. But if you want concrete, we just got to put in a water block. And I'm going to put it in right there, like so. And then I'm just going to put a lily pad on top of it just because I like the way that that looks. Alright, so that's a completely functioning design. I'm going to patch it up and we're going to test it out. Alright guys, well you can see how I patched it up here a little bit. I just put some carpet down. I'm not too sure about this. It's kind of hard to hide this. That's why I was saying maybe you could come up with a more compact little clock here to make this work. But I really like the way that this has worked out. It's super simple, and let's give it a test job. Sometimes, you know, it's just about creating things. And I thought it was interesting how I solved some of these problems. This design went through about 20 different iterations. It was kind of crazy, and I actually worked on it for a few hours. And so it's nothing revolutionary like I keep saying, but I just thought it was interesting how I was able to figure out this problem by compactifying things and using the minecarts. So let me know what you guys thought. Hit the like button if you liked it. Consider subscribing for more bite-sized tutorials, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a really good day. Bye-bye.